Hi, this video is in response to the mural in Prescott, Arizona that was reflecting, I guess, the average Mexican school-age child in that district. Well, um, that radio host said that basically if the artist would have depicted to the community what that mural meant, because murals, paintings, work of art, they do have significance for the artist, and it's usually customary for the artist to have some type of showing or explanation of some sort of what the artist is depicting and what his sentiments or her sentiments are about the art that is portrayed. So, in that sense, I can understand the radio host point of view. I can also understand his artistic point of view, and photographically, some people have said that depending on the lens of the camera or the paintbrush, a certain perspective or view can come across as being preferred or not preferred or whatever. So I can understand his artistic taste, saying that the shadows in the forehead and in the cheek had probably a negative depiction on the eye. And mind you, if this is an all-white town and there's a big percentage of Mexican people there, I can see how older white people would feel like, okay, that is sending a subliminal message to the community that brown people are a majority of this town, and that even if they're Mexican American, they still are, there's a certain thing as a hierarchy, and they probably feel a little put upon if the artist, and I can understand the radio's perspective of saying, because he's an older person and things are usually one way, and with older people they do not like change, and if you spring it on them, they will revolt. And for people to call him out and say that he's a racist, so many people commit racism against each other in this country. People of color, white people do it. It's just a cultural thing that we do to get over on each other. We do it all the time for power, for status, for money, to put people down, to feel better. It is a fact, and if anybody deny what I'm saying, they are a lie, and they're going to go to hell because they're lying. If they say they have never used racism against somebody in their own race or another race, it is a total lie, and everybody knows that. For him to be asked to resign is just like saying, okay, don't subscribe to your whatever color or race you are, privilege that you get from being in that particular group. Do not subscribe to that anymore, because you will not benefit anymore from being the type of person that benefit from whatever privilege you get. Okay? Everybody play a part in this whole pool of American capitalism. Every person, whether they play the victim or whether they play the tyrant. You know? So it's wrong for them to ask one person to step down when everybody participates in capitalism in this country. Okay? The other issue is whether or not Mexican people are totally innocent in this situation. I don't know who painted the mural, but I was told on YouTube, that was where I'm coming from, my point of view. Okay, I was told on YouTube a few days ago concerning the anti-immigration law that was passed, that Mexican people only like white people. They think that white people should be more privileged. And what do I think of that? Nigger, bitch, fat whore, you know, whatever. This is what a whole host of Mexican men blog to me on YouTube back and forth about my response to illegal immigration in America. Okay, I'm not for illegal immigration. If it's illegal, then it's going to be chaos, obviously, you know. But my issue is, how can they turn around and say that he's being racist when people in that same group and culture turned around and publicly called me, used hate speech on the airways of YouTube, and was not even fined or anything for it. I think that America needs to grow up, because we starting these wars and this bickering with each other over really ignorant issues and wasting money, fines here, fines there, and all kind of stuff like that, when nobody is really getting ahead. It's wrong to call a person a nigger on YouTube, for the Mexican people who did that to me, and for you to paint a brown picture in a white town and think you're going to take over the town with your image and your art and the graffiti and everything. That's wrong, to try to take over a town that's predominantly senior citizens. It's wrong. And no matter how you put it, it's propaganda and it's wrong.